Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Wine and beer, never fear. Beer and liquor, never sicker. Have you heard these cute little rhymes or a funny story about a friend getting sick due to a night of drinking? If so, you already know how society has managed to diminish the seriousness of alcohol abuse. The undiluted truth is that alcohol kills, either slowly and painfully or with the violent speed of a crashing vehicle. The three most common alcoholic beverages are beer, wine, and liquor. They contain ethyl alcohol, which is made from grains, fruits, and vegetables that contain sugar. Beer and wine are made by adding yeast to the specific base ingredients which determines the drink's taste. The yeast begins the fermentation process, which converts the sugar into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide gas. Stronger alcoholic beverages, such as brandy, whiskey, gin, and rum, are made by distillation. This process purifies liquids by heating them until they become gases. Then they are cooled back into liquid form. Of the three types of beverages, beer has the lowest percentage of alcohol, generally from 3 to 5%. But this low alcohol content is offset because beer is usually drunk in larger amounts than wine or hard liquor. Wine has a higher percentage of alcohol than beer. Light wines are from 8 to 16% alcohol, and others range near 20%. Liquor, often called hard liquor to distinguish it from wine and beer, has the highest percentage of alcohol, containing 40 to 50% alcohol. Liquor's alcohol content is rated by proof numbers, which are twice the percent of the alcohol in the liquor. Because of the widespread use of alcoholic beverages, many people do not realize that alcohol is a drug. Alcohol is technically and medically classified as a drug because it alters the functioning of the body in a way foods normally do not. Yet, it is the only drug that can be classified as a food in very small amounts because it provides calories. But since alcohol contains no proteins, minerals, or vitamins, the calories in alcohol are called empty calories. They provide energy, but not the nutrients needed for good health. Many people think that alcohol is a stimulant because they perceive themselves thinking and acting more lively after they've taken a drink. At first, alcohol does cause the heart to work faster. It also raises the blood pressure and dulls the nerve centers in the brain that make us aware of exhaustion or discomfort. But alcohol is actually a depressant. The nerve centers that it dulls control judgment, attention, memory, and self-control. It retards all activity in the nervous system. Because it is an anesthetizing drug, alcohol should never be taken, even in small amounts, before making critical judgments, evaluations, or decisions affecting your own or someone else's life. Nor should alcohol ever be mixed with any other drugs, prescription, illegal, or over-the-counter. The results of mixing alcohol and drugs could be a coma or death. Small amounts of alcohol often take the edge off self-criticism and self-doubt. Some people feel emotionally freer, more communicative, yet remain in control of their emotions and actions. Many find this adds enjoyment to certain social occasions. There are unfortunate short-term and long-term dangers that can result from this condition. In the short term, the drinker with impaired reasoning thinks that if a little feels good, a lot would feel better. Drink then becomes excessive. Alcohol starts anesthetizing or putting to sleep deeper areas of the brain that control attitudes, perceptions, and bodily movements. Reaction time is slowed down, and the ability to think clearly and make sound judgments is impaired. Consequently, drinkers may not notice the effect alcohol is having on them. This may make a person loud, talkative, affectionate, or quarrelsome. Researchers have found that personality problems which individuals can control while sober often come to the surface when the individual is intoxicated. Those struggling with deep anger or strong emotional problems may become belligerent, abusive, destructive, or immodest. Law enforcement records reveal that alcohol is involved in a large percentage of homicides, rapes, aggravated assaults, and domestic violence. Those persons whose personalities are essentially shy or timid often become even more quiet, withdrawn, or depressed. Higher levels of alcohol in the bloodstream depress areas of the brain controlling vital organ functions. People can become unconscious or pass out. Drinking extremely large quantities of alcohol at one time may lead to paralysis of one nerve center in the brain after another. Finally, the nerve centers that control the actions of the heart and lungs may become paralyzed. The result is death from alcohol poisoning. For this reason, drinking contests sometimes end in tragedy for the winner. Even if the social drinker doesn't drink to excess, there are long-term dangers when a person begins to depend upon alcohol to loosen up. First, as the individual develops a superficial tolerance to small levels of alcohol, it takes increasing amounts to cause the desired changes in the personality. Thus, a person might become dangerously intoxicated without demonstrating the symptoms that might warn others to take precautionary measures. People who brag about their high tolerance for alcohol are often well on their way to becoming alcoholics. Alcoholism is a disease in which a person has an overwhelming desire to drink alcoholic beverages. A person may get drunk occasionally, but that does not make him or her an alcoholic. An alcoholic feels forced to drink. And teens who use alcohol to hide from their problems and insecurities instead of using their minds to solve them are well on their way to alcohol abuse, alcoholism, and the physical and emotional problems that will result. Furthermore, though pretending to be adults by drinking, they stunt their maturity by never learning how to cope with reality. A more obvious short-term physical effect of drinking is that intoxicated individuals usually have a red or flushed appearance. This occurs because alcohol enlarges the blood vessels near the skin. As a result, people may also experience a false feeling of warmth. The increased blood flow really causes the body to lose heat, not save it. Thus, the idea of drinking an alcoholic beverage to keep warm is incorrect. You may have noticed the constantly flushed appearance of long-time drinkers. The blood vessels of their cheeks and nose have become permanently enlarged by alcohol abuse. Other short-term effects of intoxication include blurred vision, delayed reflexes, the inability to make quick, correct decisions, and loss of self-control. The abuse of alcohol in the U.S. is involved in over half of our traffic fatalities and many accidents. Alertness, self-control, and fast reflexes are essential for safe driving. A person who has been drinking is a menace on the roads because alcohol weakens the person's judgment and self-control.